Hi there, in today's video, I am so excited to share with all of you a massive Healthy Costco grocery haul. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jessica, and here on my channel, we focus on all things mom life. However, everything we do here in my space does have a bit of a healthy twist, as I'm a holistic nutritionist and a nutritional practitioner. So we went to Costco last night, and I wanted to wait until this morning when there was better lighting and I had a bit more time and I didn't have to rush through a Costco haul with you. You guys love these videos on my channel, and I was so excited because there's a lot of incredible new things at Costco. There's a few things that I love that are back in stock, so I thought it'd be a great time, seeing how we're in January of 2022, to kind of kick off the year and share with you some of our absolute Costco favorites. So if you're new here, one of the things I love to do with all of my grocery hauls is to share prices. So I will put somewhere on the screen here the prices for all of the items that I'm sharing with you today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up the kitchen a little bit, wipe down the countertops, pull everything out. We will start with the cold ingredients first, obviously, so they don't melt, even though it is 10 degrees here in Michigan today. But we will start with all of the cold ingredients and we'll move through. As I said, we did go last night, so we actually did eat a few things with dinner, and I have decanted and kind of taken some things out of the packaging, but still, nonetheless, I'm excited to share all of the healthy items from Costco with you today. Okay, I've got everything set up, and typically I normally do these Costco hauls and I'm like way far away from the camera, and I just, like, the last time I did one, I was like, this doesn't feel right anymore. So we're gonna keep it casual. It's a Sunday morning when I'm filming this. We've got a cup of coffee. I've got the receipt. Again, the prices will be on the screen, and we're gonna go through everything. They have some new, some things they haven't had in a while, and some of our absolute tried and true favorites. So let's go ahead and get started with the stuff I had in the freezer. And speaking of new, well, this brand is not new. You guys know, if you've watched any of my hauls, my obsession with Amy Lou. You guys, like, no one does it better when it comes to meat that is prepared and easy to eat and have in your freezer. Like, this is just top of the line. And so these are definitely new to me and my Costco, but I have shared many varieties of these different meatballs, and this is the teriyaki pineapple. Yum. I love to use these on salads. I love to use these as a side. I love to use these in the kids' lunch boxes. I love to put them in soups, stir fries, sheet pan dinners, everything. You guys, I put these in everything, and the ingredients are so clean. In this one, they're using extract of rosemary and vinegar as some of the preservatives that they use to have them in packaged snacks. But in regards to foods and meats that you can get in the freezer section, Amy Lou, hands down, is some of the cleanest and best that you can get. So we will be loving these ones. I do still have some of the cranberry jalapeno, which was at our Costco prior to these. I do have 1 pack left of those, and I've been loving those with the Japanese yam. What I do is I'll like roast up the Japanese yam. I'll have that. I'll either mix it with like some coconut curry, or I'll just eat it on top of a salad with some cranberries. This is from Whole Foods. But just to give you an example of how I use these different ingredients, Amy Lou does it better than anyone else out there. Okay, I guess continuing with Amy Lou, these are back at Costco. So this is the Amy Lou kale and mozzarella burgers. These are so good, you guys. Again, our oven has like an air fry option. I'll toss these on a baking sheet, throw them in the oven on air fry. So if you just have a regular air fry, I recommend that you give this a try. They are delicious. Also, I'll throw them on a pan with a little bit of avocado oil or coconut oil, roast them up. I don't think I've ever actually eaten them as a hamburger, but you can do that. The Canyon Bakehouse has some delicious gluten-free hamburger buns, but I pretty much eat them on their own, chopped up in a salad. I love to have them again with a stir fry. It's great for the kids to chop these up, and I'll send it with some barbecue sauce, some of the Primal Kitchen barbecue sauce in their lunchbox. Just so delicious and so clean. And let me read to you the reason why these ingredients stand out to me is it's of course organic chicken, but it's organic kale. And in regards to organic produce, kale, you definitely want to keep it organic. You'll see as we kind of go through the haul today that I'm pretty much a stickler when it comes to eating organic in the house, except for a few things. I think there's like 1, 2, maybe 3 things that you'll see today where I'm not as strict with, but kale is definitely one of those items. So kale is heavily sprayed with glyphosate. The fact that they're using organic kale in a packaged meat, you guys, like that just shows you the brand integrity. And then of course they are using organic mozzarella. We don't typically do a lot of dairy in our house, but this doesn't seem to bother any of us. And the taste is delicious. Okay, moving on to another item that is back at my Costco that was gone for a few months and I was really sad about it, is this Hanna organic falafel. So these are by no means perfect. I make homemade falafel a lot. I love falafel. It's something that it's easy for me to have at lunch. It's easy, again, for me to put in the kids' lunch boxes. And it's a great way to just get a different variety of protein. If you don't want to eat meat on a day or you're somebody who doesn't eat meat, these are great options to have. And so the reason I say this is not perfect, it is because they are using a little bit of organic sunflower oil, which I don't typically love. There is some dextrose and there are some other stabilizers in here. However, I do have to say that there is like less than 2% of those stabilizers in this. And if you're somebody who's busy, I think probably all of us who are watching this video are busy people that are on the go, and you want to have healthier options for you in your freezer so that you don't fall into the trap of constantly having to eat out, whether it's at a Panera or a Chipotle, or maybe it's something not as ideal as that. If you want to have healthier options on hand, this is a great example of that. Here in my space and on my channel and in my home, we're striving for progress and not perfection. I used to be really obsessive about food, and it was not a good place 10 years ago. I'm in a much more relaxed space with food, and I can enjoy this food and not stress the fact that there are some thickening agents in here. And of course, there is a little bit of that organic sunflower oil, but 80% of this is really clean and is a great option for me and for my family. So I want you guys to realize that when you're at Costco, try to find the better foods that are out there and just take little baby steps, and having things like this in your freezer is a great example of it. And you guys, these taste delicious. I love to make a nourish bowl with a little bit of warm chopped up Japanese yam over some kale or some mixed greens. I like to chop up some different fruits, like green apples is one of my favorites to enjoy with these falafels. I have it with a little bit of tahini and sliced up avocado. Yum, delicious. I realize I'm going through this video sharing with you how I eat every single one of these foods, but I mean, I just want you guys to have ideas and inspiration. They are microwavable. I don't microwave them. I put them again in the oven on our air fry option. Delicious. So if you have an air fryer or your oven has the air fry option, I highly recommend it. Or I would definitely bake them. I've never had them in the microwave, but I do envision that they would get a little bit soggy. Okay, moving into one of those things that I said that we've already opened and enjoyed. This is typically a 2-pack. And as you can see, there's only 1 pack in here. We went to Costco last night. It was a Saturday night. We didn't get home until late, and we were actually making tacos for dinner. So when we walked by, I said, you know what? I typically don't buy pre-made guacamole, but it sounded delicious. It was like 5 p.m. and we were at Costco, and I thought, let's pick this up. And I am so glad I did. Typically, I don't love the taste and texture of pre-made guacamole, but this one was delicious, and the ingredients are pretty darn clean. So organic Hass avocados and less than 2% of distilled vinegar, water, dehydrated onions, salt, and they're all organic and granulated garlic. So super clean ingredients and delicious. The kids loved this guacamole. I actually think they liked it better than my own homemade guacamole. So we had this last night. We've got like a little bit left. I put it in a small airtight glass container from IKEA, and it's not browning at all this morning. So we'll enjoy that this afternoon, maybe with some baby carrots or some celery or even some chips, which I will get to here soon. So this one was a new purchase for us. It's been at Costco for a while, but definitely delicious and worth trying. Okay, now moving into a kombucha. So typically I get the Health Aid at Costco unless they have GT Dave's. GT Dave's is just hands down my favorite brand. I think it's because it's the original brand I tried, and probably like one of the originators of kombucha. But we were there a few months ago, and on a whim, we decided to try this brand, the Brew Dr Kombucha. You guys, Mainly, I love it for this flavor here. This is the Clear Mind flavor. It's rosemary, mint, sage, and green tea. Oh my goodness, you guys, I am so in love with this flavor of kombucha. I can't even explain it to you. It's a little bit earthy, it's a little bit minty, it's kind of like tea, and I don't like a cold tea, but this with a kombucha, so delicious. And it does come in a 6-pack with 2 other flavors, but I just pulled this one out because it's definitely my favorite of all 3 of the different flavors that's in the package. Okay, so if you're like my family and eating produce is extremely important to you, and organic produce, I always recommend to look into a Costco membership. I don't have a Sam's Club membership, but some of my clients do if they live in an area that doesn't have Costco, and they say the same things about Sam's Club. The thing with these bigger box grocery stores and retailers is that they can afford to get these produce items at a much lower price. So a great example of that, this huge bag of French green beans is $5.39 at Costco. We have similar bags as to this at Whole Foods. They're a little bit shorter. They're like to here, so not half the size, like 3/4. So like a quarter smaller than this, and they're $6.89. So $1 more for a quarter less. So I know that not everybody has access to a Costco, but if you do and they're in your area, I always say they are well worth the investment for organic produce. So we love these French green beans. I steam them up all of the time. I chop them, I put them into like a bean salad, like a tri-bean salad. I put them with dinner. We enjoy them with dinner over top of our salad. We love them with chicken, with salmon. We love to have them with steak. We love steak. We just got some beautiful steaks from one of our local farms, John Henry. I will steam these up with some like organic fingerling potatoes, a salad, and a little bit of green beans. Like that's a perfect meal for us that everybody will love. And for $5.39, it's well worth grabbing these when you're at Costco. 2 other things, if you've watched any of my Costco hauls, you won't be surprised to see here. This large container of spinach and a large container of spring mix. So you guys, this is just the easiest way to stay healthy. Having pre-mixed greens in your refrigerator for those busy lunch times like we were talking about earlier. You can grab out the falafel, you could grab out some of those teriyaki pineapple meatballs, any of those things. Throw it over your bed of mixed greens from your meal prep, have some of your steamed green beans on top with some other fresh veggies, slice up an avocado, which we'll get to soon, and boom, you have lunch in under 5 minutes. This is how you can stay healthy and it becomes effortless. I get this all of the time, this question. I see it in the comments, I get back to you guys. I get this question when we're on client calls and people just say like, well, I just want it to be easy and I want it to be where I don't have to think about it like you do. This is how. You have some of these shortcuts in your refrigerator, and then you really don't have to think about it because things are ready for you at all times. And so for $4.39 for your spring mix and for $4.39 for your spinach, you can do smoothies and you can do salads very, very easily. So I highly recommend grabbing those whenever you're at Costco. And if you don't have access to a Costco, then definitely grab them whenever you're at any of your grocery stores. This 2-pack of organic carrots is a must for us every time we're at Costco. We go through about 1 a week, so it works out really convenient. Since we've moved to the new house, we don't go to Costco every weekend like we used to do when we were at our old house, simply because we were like 5 minutes away, and now we're about 10 to 15 minutes away, so we don't go every weekend. So this really works out conveniently for me. I love to make soups, whether it's chicken soup, beef soup, even carrot soup. So these are a great base to that. I use these in pretty much all of my baked goods, and I use them in smoothies, and of course they're great and convenient for after school snacks or for putting in your kids' lunch boxes. So I love the fact that it is a 2-pack and it's organic, so it's super convenient and obviously really cost effective for us to grab it when we're at Costco. Another must for us, speaking of soups and after school snacks and lunch boxes, is organic celery from Costco. I'm not doing the celery juice cleanse right now, but every time I pick up this pack, I have like the hankering to like do a celery juice cleanse because I just love the taste of it. I love the way that it makes me feel, my skin, my eyes, everything like glows from the inside out. Regardless of what you feel about the celery juice cleanse, there's no denying that you definitely look and feel better. But I will say that this pre-washed and pre-chopped celery at Costco is really convenient and super cost effective. So I do typically use this in juices, smoothies, soups, snacks, lunchbox snacks. It's really convenient and easy, and definitely a great option in the produce section. Of course, another must and something that's included in every single one of my Costco hauls are these organic Mickey Mouse Gala apples. So for $3, yeah. So for $3.59, you get this huge bag of Mickey Mouse apples. I've talked a few times about why I love these apples. One, the skin is not overly tough. I know with some of the apples that I love to eat, like Honeycrisp or Fuji, like the skin can be really tough, and it's hard for the little ones like Sawyer, who's 3, to bite through them. And Ronan, who's like losing all of his teeth right now at 6.5, nearly 7 years old. There's always like a loose tooth situation happening. So I love that they're very soft and easy. Also, I love the size. They're small, they're not big, massive apples. Because I don't know about you guys, but my kids want to hold their own apple, eat their own apple. And when you buy these apples that like are $1.20 a piece at the grocery store and they don't finish it, I always end up like finishing it myself. They're scraps, but I kind of get like a pit in my stomach if that apple goes to waste. So for this price and for the size, I love to always grab the Mickey Mouse apples at Costco. Another thing that I grabbed at Costco, one, they aren't organic, but they are non-GMO and the price is really great. Unfortunately, the price of avocados has definitely gone up tremendously, like a lot. And so I do really try to be conscious of the avocados and the price, but even at Costco, it has gone up. It used to be around like $6 to $7 for this bag of avocados. Unfortunately, it's like $8.29, but you do get 6 to 7 avocados in the bag. The one that I grabbed had 6, but other ones have 7 if they're a little bit smaller. It still is a really good value compared to other places like Whole Foods, but I do notice for a bag of avocados at Whole Foods, you only get like 4 of them and it's $8.50. So it's definitely a better value to grab them at Costco. We're not eating the skin. They are non-GMO, so I'm not super concerned. It's one of those things that I'd rather get the avocado and eat it, especially at that price point, than avoid eating avocados altogether. Then the next non-organic produce item that I did purchase were these Meyer lemons. I have been looking for Meyer lemons because it is the season for them and I haven't been able to find them anywhere. I found one really sad bag of Meyer lemons at Whole Foods and they weren't organic. It was actually the carton of them, like the little green, light blue carton of them. They were very sad. They were rough looking, like they were on their way out and they weren't organic. So I did see this massive bag. They look beautiful of Meyer lemons at Costco for $7.49. So if you guys are familiar with my lemon ginger tonic, if you're not, I will put a card up here on the screen where you can find my entire recipe to make a lemon ginger tonic. But I love using Meyer lemons in that tonic. You guys, it truly tastes like a treat. It is so delicious. If I start my day with that, I use it as a midday pick-me-up, and then I even enjoy it after dinner before bed. It is so refreshing. So when you use, I just typically use normal lemons, but when they're in season and you can find Meyer lemons and you swap them in, oh, you guys, unbelievable. So when I saw an entire bag of beautiful, absolutely stunning looking Meyer lemons at Costco for $7.49. I'm not eating the skin. I really wasn't that upset that they're not organic. For me to enjoy this, you know, we could call it an indulgence, but I'm so excited to make my lemon ginger tonic out of these Meyer lemons. So we are nearing the end. I picked up a bag of these Siete grain-free tortilla chips. I mentioned that we had tacos last night and I knew that we only had like half a bag left at home that we did enjoy with that guacamole. And seeing as the fact that we picked up 2 of those huge guacamoles, I did want to grab another bag of these Siete chips. We love them. They're delicious. I love to actually eat them with hummus. You can obviously always eat them with guacamole as well. You can enjoy them with a salad, with a soup. I put them in the kids' lunch boxes, but these are definitely a must for us whenever we're at Costco. Then I did grab a bag of these Parmesan Wisp cheese chips. Sawyer loves these. Honestly, like she's obsessed with them. She could eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but they are great as like an easy snack for me to take if we're out, if we're in the car, if we're running errands. They obviously are also very easy and convenient for her lunchbox as well. So I do typically grab a bag or 2 of these whenever we're at Costco. Another must for us is the Rouse marinara sauce. You guys, this is just the best tasting spaghetti sauce out there. other than homemade. And I don't have a ton of time right now to make homemade spaghetti sauce. My husband actually makes delicious homemade spaghetti sauce. But at this stage of our life right now, we're not doing it that often. I know it's not organic, but for the flavor and for the price, it is so delicious. We use grass-fed beef, we use organic quinoa noodles from Andre's Dream. We use some of the best ingredients. And so if our sauce isn't organic, but it tastes delicious, it's one of those things that doesn't bother me. Again, progress over perfection. This is well worth it. So delicious. Another must from Costco that I actually hadn't had to purchase in a very long time is their organic extra virgin olive oil. So there was actually a third-party test done on olive oils that wasn't done by Costco or by Kirkland's. It was done by a third party. If I do find the study, I will link it for you guys in the description box down below. But they rated and test all different types of oils. So I think they did avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, and when they compared different olive oils, this Kirkland olive oil came out at the top of some of the more expensive olive oils that you can buy on the market. I know when we go to Whole Foods, and we also have something called like Nino Savaggios around us, some of these very nice high-end grocery stores, some of their olive oils paled in comparison to the organic Kirkland olive oil. So this is a must for us. I don't cook with olive oil all that often if I'm cooking at high temperatures, but if I am doing a sheet pan dinner and I'm cooking it on a lower temperature, obviously the taste of olive oil is delicious. Or if I'm finishing off some salmon or making salad dressing, I love to use olive oil. So we did pick up one of these at Costco, and for the price, it definitely can't be beat. And the last item that we grabbed from Costco yesterday during our trip was the 6-pack. Was the 6-pack of the So Delicious coconut milk. Not the most perfect milk out there. The Thrive Market nut milks are my favorite. The Thrive Market oat milk, organic oat milk, is actually my favorite and one of the cleanest out there. But I am going to be doing some baking, and I had just placed a Thrive order, and a bunch of their milks were out of stock. And so I did want to grab one of these because I didn't have any other nut milk in the house. So I wanted to have this on hand to do some baking and to make some waffles and pancakes and a few other things that we're going to be doing later today and tomorrow, because we are on a long holiday weekend when I'm filming this video. So not perfect, but it is a good one to have in the pantry as a staple in those times when you're in a pinch and you don't have anything else on hand. And to be honest with you, I do think this one tastes really good. I know people don't love some of the So Delicious nut milks, but this coconut milk is actually one of our favorites. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Costco haul. I know it's a bit more informal, chit chat kind of hangout style, but hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, you can let me know by giving it a thumbs up. That way I'll know to film more hauls for you. I was thinking of doing a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's haul here in the next few weeks, so you can let me know if you enjoyed these videos by giving it a thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click. That way you don't miss a single video, and I hope to see you back here next Thursday.